toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Meow, 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 meow. You're a star. People like you. Mother will be proud. You're special. You've got this. Go, go, go. Do I have anything in my teeth? Spinach. I don't remember eating spinach. I hate spinach. Anyways, how's the hair? Is it perfect? It has to be perfect. I am my hair. Okay, let's do this. Wait. What was that? We're live? Why didn't you? Never mind. Hello, folks. I'm Ian Nickworthy, and this is the WWW, the World Wide Window, the only program on the web brave enough to pull back the blinds and peer into the issues that matter most in our world today. Today's topic, felines and fame. Our furry friends have become one of the most internet sensations, and today we will talk to some of the most famous cats. We begin tonight with a cat who has set the web ablaze with his wild and crazy antics. I'm pleased to welcome Tuffy, aka Cat in a Box. Thank you for joining us, Tuffy.
Thanks for having me, Ian.
Now, Tuffy, you've been on the scene for a few years now, delighting audiences internet-wide with your box-related adventures. Can you tell us how that started for you?
To be honest, it's an old story of a box, a camera, and a curious cat like me. I remember when I was in the fall. Mike and Cheryl, those are my people. They had just purchased this juicer, a loud machine. Really quite frightening if you ask me. But anyway, they left the box on the ground in the kitchen. Cheryl, she was filming herself cooking some people food. I was just hanging out on the kitchen table when I noticed the box. It was on the ground. It was new. The colors were really cool. And I kind of leaned closer to get a better look. Thought it'd be a good idea to scratch it some. I reached out and fell, and the rest is history.
Now, what was it like being in the box for the very first time?
I'm not gonna lie, Ian. It was really scary. 1 minute, I'm standing on a table. The next, I'm in darkness. I was like so confused. I was like, wait, where did Cheryl go? So I moved around, the box tipped over, and I saw some light. And yeah, I was in the kitchen again.
After the first video went up online, what was the response?
It was slow at first. I mean, we really didn't expect anything to come from it. But then Cappy picked it up and the views skyrocketed. But Mike and Cheryl and I just took it in stride.
And has fame changed you, Tuffy?
No, I'm same Tuffy as I've always been.
What about your people? How have they responded to the attention?
They're great. I couldn't have become who I am without them. We live in the same house. I still have the same scratching stuff. And I eat a few more treats than I'm supposed to. And Mike and Cheryl, they go on a few more vacations than they're used to. But we're still the same happy family.
Now, I have a really tough question for you now.
Shoot.
What's your favorite type of box?
Oh, wow, gosh. I do genuinely love boxes with pictures on them, with colors. But I have to say, the best box experience I've ever had was with a plain brown box with black lettering. Pretty boring on the outside, but once you get in there, Ian, oh, wow. Oh.
My favorite is the one where you fell into a huge box from someone like exercise equipment. Can you please tell us about the experience?
At first, I was like, wait, where am I? Where's Mike? And then I took a step. I bumped my head into a wall, and I'm like, you're probably just in a box. So I settled down and decided to scratch it some. So I took my nails, I dug them into the side, and it was the sound. Oh, Ian, the sound. It was like I was in a concert hall. So beautiful.
And it's one of your biggest hits till today, correct?
Mm-hmm. 50 million views as of last week.
That's amazing.
I'm really proud of that piece.
Now, some critics have said that your last few posts have been uninspired, maybe even staged. How do you respond to that?
I love boxes, okay, but I would never intentionally fall into a box. I'm curious, I'm adventurous. That's just who I am. And I fall into a box, it's because I've either lost my balance, not because I'm trying to put on a show or whatever.
And some of your peers have admitted to past intentional falls. Just last week, Midge, the Wonder Cat, admitted to past intentional falls.
I know, Midge. She's a good cat. But we all make mistakes, and she's owned up to them.
And what advice do you have for younger cats who are falling into boxes?
There are some great boxes out there. Tim Tim the Tabby is doing some great stuff with garbage cans. He's falling from heights I would have never imagined were possible. But for all those other cats out there, keep falling, because you'll never know where you might end up.
That's great advice.
I know. And for all you viewers out there, don't forget to visit TuffyTheCat.com to purchase all your favorite Keep Falling gear. We've got hats, shirts, pillowcases, wristbands, underwear, and boxes.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Tuffy.
My pleasure. I better get that. Could be a package. Where am I? Where did Ian go? Hello?
Wonderful stuff.
Ian, I can hear you, but I can't see you. Oh. Wait, I'm just in a box, aren't I? Awesome.
Our next guest has made a name for herself from unusual resting places. I'm honored to welcome Sandy the Sleeping Cat. Our next guest has made a name for herself from her unusual resting places. I'm honored to welcome Sandy the Sleeping Cat. Thank you for joining us, Sandy.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
You look tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I could never get enough sleep. Sleep is my favorite.
How much sleep do you get a day?
I've been told the average cat sleeps 13 to 16 hours a day. I prefer around 20. It's a nice round number.
And you've made somewhat of an art where you sleep. Tell us about that.
Most cats, they like to lounge on the back of a couch or maybe on a cat bed. Some like to nap on windowsills, and that's all fine. But the way I see it, pretty much anything can be a bed if you can sleep on it.
And what are some of your favorite resting places?
I love piles of coats. When my people Sam and Donna have parties, all their guests will pile coats on a bed. I love to dive in and sleep. But parties are rare. On a normal day, I will sleep on a printer. Sam has a pair of boots. I'll put my head in one for a while and just doze off. At night, I like to sleep on Donna's head. Those are some of my usual spots.
But it's more of the unusual spots that have made you famous, correct? Okay. It looks like she's fallen asleep.
Oh, sorry. Did I fall asleep?
Yeah. I was asking, what are some of the more unusual places you find yourself sleeping?
Oh, well, I've been found sleeping in a dryer. I've slept on a tall stack of books. I've slept on bikes, cars, and lamps. I've slept on a little kid once.
Was the child also sleeping?
I don't know. I was asleep, but I remember he was quite comfortable.
And recently you've engaged in some of your more risky sleeping practices. Can you tell us about that?
It's called stunt sleeping. It's what the people want. It used to be audiences would be happy if I would fall asleep with my head in a paper bag with my bottom sticking out. Nowadays, people want to see more action-packed sleeping. Sam recently bought a remote control car. I fell asleep on it one day, and he started driving it around with me on it. People loved it. Unfortunately, I bent a few whiskers, but that's the world we live in. I slept on a vacuum cleaner before, and Donna was pushing it around. It sleeps, so I love it. But if I fall off, I'm putting my fur at risk.
You know, a funny story. I once fell asleep in a... and she's fallen asleep again. Great.
Meow. Meow. You've been hacked by Buffy Stream Smashers.
What was that?
I have no idea. That's never happened before. Kat, can you figure out what that was? And maybe not let it happen again?
Did you just call me Kat?
Sorry, no. My program manager's name is Kat, with a K. You know, it's funny that... and you're asleep again. Kat, I think we should move on. Our next guest is everyone's favorite frightened feline. I'm very pleased to welcome Muffin, the scaredy cat. It's great to have you here with us, Muffin.
It's great to be... Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I thought I heard a blender.
I can assure you I didn't hear any such thing.
Okay, good.
But since you bring it up, it was a blender that started your whole entire career, correct?
Yes. Well, I was a kitchen cat, you know? I loved the kitchen. It got the most sun. It smelled great. I just loved hanging out there. But one day, my people, Charlotte and Carol, they decided they wanted to be healthy. So they bought a blender to make smoothies. I was taking my morning nap on the counter, and all of a sudden...
Take your time.
Thank you. Well, the sound, it startled me, so I jumped right up and went flying off the counter. Next time it happened, they caught it on film, and here I am.
How has your life changed since the first video?
Ever since the first video became a hit, people wanted more scares. I've been scared by vacuum cleaners, televisions. They recently installed a really loud doorbell, and Carol is a trumpet player. So it's been... I don't sleep much. What was that?
I didn't hear anything.
Good. Sorry.
You're one of the most popular cats on the internet right now, with legions of fans around the world. What's your relationship with your fans?
It's great. I really love my fans. They're very supportive. Sometimes too supportive. I used to love roaming the neighborhood or going out to lounge in the backyard on a spring day. But lately, people have been jumping out of the bushes and cars and trees. It's a little stressful, but it's the price of fame, right?
And you've been scared by an illustrated group of people. Isn't that correct?
Yes, I've been scared by Jay-Z and Beyonce, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the cast of Stranger Things, the Pope, LeBron James, Cher. She's the best, by the way.
She is. She really is. And your fame has taken you around the world.
That's right. I'm big in Bulgaria. And just last week I went to London to be scared by Kate Middleton.
How was that?
Terrifying. For some reason, the accent is just... What was that? Okay, you promise?
Of course.
It's just that sometimes people like to...
Tell me about your most memorable scare.
Well, I guess that would be... Let me think.
I love it. You're a real pro.
Help me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just Carol. We put her up to it. Hilarious, Carol.
Alright, you bored of boring job kitty litter? Don't you think you deserve a kitty litter with a little bit more personality? Aren't you embarrassed by the ugly sad litter filling up your box? If you said yes or even shrugged at any of these questions, it's time for you to get litter glitter. Litter glitter is guaranteed to liven up any old box of litter. Litter glitter is also guaranteed to add excitement to any litter box. Also, if you order now, you'll also receive celebrity scratchers. So, aren't you fed up with boring brown scratching posts? With celebrity scratchers, you can add some glamour to any brown scratching post. Don't wait, pick up your phone and order now. So, Litter Glitter Celebrity Scratchers Only $9.99. Call the number on your screen now.
What's that? We're on again? Why don't you? In the hair? No, my hair. Not your hair. Why would I care about your hair? Welcome back. Let's get right into our next guest. I'm very pleased to welcome Kitty Boo Boo, the singing cat. Kitty Boo Boo, it's a real honor to have you here. I'm a big fan. Your Meow Meow remix is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Thanks, Ian. Much love.
And I see you brought a few friends with you.
These are my Boo Boo babies.
I see. Well, now, Boo Boo, you've toured the world with the likes of Lady Gaga, Rihanna, and Barbra Streisand. And your videos have millions and millions of views. And just last year, you rang in the new year with Ryan Seacrest. Where did your journey begin?
A couple years ago, Boo Boo was just a young kitten with a dream. But because of Boo Boo's hard work and some auto-tune software, Boo Boo has finally achieved the level of success that she's always deserved. And this is only the beginning. Meow meow!
Now, I don't mean to get too personal, but there's a rumor that your hit single, Scratching Post, is based on your brief relationship with John Mayer's cat, Bro. Do you have any comment on this?
Boo Boo has no comment about that.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, it was not long after your breakup with Bro that you got a little trouble when you caused some damage at your room at Beverly Hills Hilton.
Boo Boo allegedly caused some damage. Nothing was ever proven. Those scratch marks could have been from any cat. Meow meow! And besides, Boo Boo is much more mature now. Boo Boo realized that there is more to life than a stupid, attractive guitar-playing cat that breaks your heart. And besides, all that is behind Boo Boo.
Well, that's great to hear. And speaking of things that are great to hear, how about you sing a song? I know my wife is watching, and she'd be thrilled to hear you sing "Let Your Claws Out."
Actually, Ian, Boo Boo would much rather take this time to talk about a new foundation that I have created. It's called Kitty Clothes, and that's clothes with a K. Meow meow!
Can you please tell us to stop doing that?
Did you know that 99.9% of all kittens don't have any clothes to wear?
Well, doesn't that make sense because they don't really need...
Kitty Claus is dedicated to providing clothes to all the needy kittens of the world.
But cats have fur, so they don't necessarily need...
You have skin, but you still wear clothes.
Well, yes, but...
So why should all these poor kittens go without dresses and cool hats and designer jeans? It's just so sad. So Kitty Claus is dedicated to providing clothes to all the needy kittens of the world.
But you do understand that it's not normal for kittens to wear clothes.
It's that type of thinking that's keeping all the kittens of the world naked.
But you don't... Never mind. Good luck with your kitty clothes.
Thank you. And your viewers can help by donating to kittyclothes.com.
That's great. Now, how about that song?
Boo Boo won't be singing today. Boo Boo has a hairball situation, so...
But I thought I was going to be able to hear you sing.
Sorry.
Well, Boo Boo and Boo Boo babies.
Meow meow! Boo would like to thank you for...
Okay, I think we need to move on to our next guest.
Oh, that's a big one.
Our next guest is known for her wicked sense of irony. Please welcome Skinny Jean, the sarcastic cat. It's a pleasure to have you here.
I am so honored to be here.
So, should I call you Skinny Jean, or just Skinny, or just Jean?
Whatever.
How about SJ?
No.
Okay. Skinny, tell us about yourself.
I'm a cat.
Is that it?
That's a little about myself. Isn't that what you asked for?
Okay, well, tell us how you managed to stand out among the multitudes of felines on the internet.
I guess it's just my winning personality.
Okay, moving on. One of your more recent videos was a sarcastic review of Kevin James' film, in which you referred to him as the most talented actor in the world, or any world. So talented that it almost hurts me to watch him because his talent burns so bright. It's like looking at the sun with a magnifying glass. Pretty harsh words coming from you. Is this really how you feel about Mr. James?
I love him.
Ah, classic Cindy. I love it.
No, seriously, I love him.
Right, but you're being sarcastic, so you don't love him.
No.
I really can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
Neither can I.
How can you not tell how you feel?
Maybe it's because I spend so much of my time being sarcastic and jaded, because it's my gimmick, that I don't actually know how I feel about anything anymore.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
Again, I cannot tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
However will you be able to go on with life not knowing if I'm being sarcastic or not?
I don't know the answer to that.
Whatever.
Well, how about we talk about your soon-to-be-released book?
Oh, great.
Do you not want to talk about it?
No, I'd love to.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you meant that. So the book is titled Of Your Catchphrase. It's called, oh great, another cat book. How did it feel not to be only an internet sensation, but now a published author?
I'm so excited that people will be wasting their money on a book about a sarcastic cat who comments on our oh so interesting culture instead of wasting their time on Toni Morrison or Dickinson or Shakespeare or even Austen. I'm so lucky.
Well, that's great. I don't really know what else to say.
Interrupting cat.
Oh, great. Another device to distract the audience when things get a little awkward.
Kat, can you please take care of that? I'm so sorry about that.
I am so offended. I think I'm just gonna get up and leave.
Oh, I guess that time she was serious. Well, okay then. I think it's time to see what Trissa Blaze is up to. Trissa?
Thank you, Ian. In a world with so much division, only so much animosity, the internet has rallied around two unlikely friends, T-Bone and Trixie. How are you two?
Terrific.
Terrible. We've all seen videos of cats riding on dogs' backs, but the two of you stormed the internet when you reversed those roles, and in doing so, you've become a symbol of unity in a polarizing world. Tell us about your unique friendship.
Former friendship. He's just joking. No, I ain't.
I'm sensing some tension between the two of you.
We're fine. Tell her we're fine. You see? See what she does? She bosses me around like I'm some kind of,
Employee.
yeah, that's it. She treats me like I'm her employee. I do not. You do so.
What about it, Trixie? Do you see yourself as T-Bone's boss?
Absolutely not. We're friends. Equals. She's always barking orders at me. We used to be good friends when I was a kitten and she was a pup. We did everything together. I used to love riding her around on my back, then we got famous for it, and she started getting bossy, and it weren't fun no more. I keep telling you, it's our act. You carry me around. I tell you where to go. It's what the people want.
Maybe I want to be carried around. Ever think of that?
You think I can carry you around, you big lug?
You can at least try. How about it, Trixie? Want to give it a shot right here on the WWW?
No, I don't think.
Come on.
Fine, I'll try.
Thanks, Trix.
I'm not ready.
Sorry.
Okay, but slowly. Ow!
Sorry, Trix. You okay?
Yeah, I think you broke my tail.
Sounds like you two are friends once again. We sure is. All I ever wanted was for her to try. Now that the two of you have made up, what do you think the future holds for you?
Well, our agent introduced us to this mouse.
A mouse.
Yeah, a mouse. I ride on T-Bone's back, the mouse rides on my back. It's the next logical step in our act.
But it ain't just an act either, right, Trixie?
That's right.
We're real friends, ain't we?
We are.
Let's take a ride, Trix.
Okay, but first we're at an interview. We gotta answer these nice ladies' questions.
But I want to take you for a ride.
Yeah.
We're going for a ride. Well, I guess that's that. The power of friendship prevails. Now let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Jody, ready to study? Jody.
Oh, hey, Sally, I didn't see you there.
What were you laughing at?
Oh, just this new video that Jasmine sent me. It's a cat that looks like Chris Hemsworth, and he's dressed up like Thor. It's hilarious.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Can you send that to me?
All right, there you go.
What do you mean, there you go?
I just sent it to you.
How? You didn't move at all.
Move? That's funny. No, I have the new Google Brain implant. I'm also G-chatting with Shay, and now I'm watching a video of Chris Evans dancing at a party while doing an impression of Chris Pratt. Jasmine sent it to me. I think she's obsessed.
So you have Google?
In my brain. It's great. I never have to leave the internet.
That does sound great.
It is. And the best part is, it's free.
Okay, now I know you're joking.
No, seriously. All you have to do is just allow for your advertisements in your dreams.
I barely remember my dreams. Can you send me the website?
I just did. Oh, Chris's, you're all so adorable.
What?
Oh, Jasmine just sent me another video.
Do me a favor. Tell Mrs. Hing I'm sick tomorrow. I'm going to get a Google implant. Google Brain implant. It's Google in your brain. Side effects may include headaches, dry mouth, lack of emotion, feeling of emptiness, loss of personal relationships.
Our next guest is a cat that some believe have very special powers. I'm very pleased to welcome Glinda, the psychic cat. It's wonderful to have you here, Glinda.
It's quite an honor to be here, darling.
Let's get started. Tell me.
Wait, I'm sensing you want to ask me a question, yes?
Yes, this is an interview, so good guess.
I assure you, darling, I was not guessing.
Okay, then how about you tell me what my first question is going to be?
You would like to know when I first started noticing my abilities.
That's actually correct. Well, okay then, when did you start noticing your abilities?
It was an autumn day, crisp and cool. I was but a wee kitten, sunning on a windowsill, not a care in the world. Suddenly, I felt a chill run up my spine and saw a vision. Snowflakes. Sure enough, that very evening, the first snow of the year came. I knew I was special.
And you're sure it wasn't just an educated guess?
I am a cat. I've had no education, thus it could not have been an educated guess.
Some of your critics have suggested that your predictions are often very vague.
I predict those critics will someday die.
Well, everybody dies. So, never mind. Last year, you predicted a sports team with an anal name will win a championship.
And I was correct.
Well, yes, but there's so many sports teams with anal names in so many sports and so many championships, you're bound to be correct.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
You're welcome.
Now you're just being confusing.
Sometimes my powers are difficult to explain.
You're not making any sense. Let's just move on.
I'm sensing you would like to move on.
I just said that.
So did I.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to use your special powers to find the answers.
Proceed.
What is my middle name?
I'm sensing J. Jello. No, not Jello. Jeffrey? No, I have it. It's Jebediah.
Nope. It's Roger.
Of course it is, but your mother wanted it to be Jebediah. It was your father who chose Roger. Sometimes I see clear visions from the mother's side.
You cannot possibly prove that to be correct.
But I can. I'm psychic. Remember, darling?
Okay, here's another question. I'm thinking of a number between 0 and 10. What is it?
11.
No. First of all, 11 is not between 0 and 10, and you're wrong. It was 1.
Well, 11 is just 2 ones. Sometimes when the vision is very powerful, I see doubles.
That's just a convenient answer. Okay, one final question.
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes is the answer to your final question.
But I haven't even asked the question yet.
Nevertheless, the answer is yes.
But you do not know the question.
But I do.
Fine. Then can you tell me, what's my final question?
Can you tell me what my final question is?
Now you're just repeating me.
Can you tell me what my final question is? Is your final question? And my answer was yes.
No, but, yes, but that's not, you're just twisting things around. You really are not answering any questions.
I'm sensing that this interview is over. I'm sensing I'm going to leave in a moment.
But that's just, of course you can sense it, you're doing it.
I'm sensing that I won't be allowed back on the show.
We've got that right.
Pause.
Kat, do I have another one of these hairsprays? What do you mean I'm out? Really? Ugh. Anyways. What? What do you mean we're on? Cut it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We'll get right into our next guest in just a minute. Jude, cut the camera. Cut. I hate it. Cut the camera. Is it cut? Okay. I need another.
Interrupting cat. Woo! Interrupting cat.
How does this keep happening? Cat, do not let her cut out. I've had enough of this.
I'm sorry. Just let me go.
Mr. Wiggles, is that you?
Yes, it's me.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to reinvent myself.
But you're Mr. Wiggles. You're a legend. You're practically invented internet cat stardom.
I was a legend. I'm a washed-up 9-year-old without an act. Back in the old days, all you had to do was be a cute cat on the internet. I was adorable. I was funny. The camera loved me, and the internet loved me more. Then, these younger cats came along with all these special acts, and everyone forgot about Mr. Wiggles.
So now you put on a mask and interrupt things?
Yes, people have short attention spans. I jump in front of them, I yell and do a little dance.
I photobomb. I hack into shows. I do what I can to survive. It ain't art, but it's work.
You know, I'll tell you something. If there's one thing this world needs, it's a cat brave enough to run out in front of everyone's life, scream, do a little dance, and interrupt our lives. Thank you, you brave, beautiful creature.
Do you mean it?
Yes. As I was saying, by drawing back the blinds, we expose Professor Flutterston. Quiet down. Sorry, folks, my dog. He's a real sweetheart, but when it's feeding time, it's feeding time. I'm doing my show! Ow! Ow! My hair. Thank you. It's in my birthday. And we'll be right back after this break. Cats are often thought as of wise and noble creatures, which is one of the reasons why more and more people are going online to seek advice from cats. The other reason is because people have a lot of free time on their hands. Two of the internet most famous advice givers are here with us today. Please welcome Edna and Estelle, the grandma cats. Edna, Estelle, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Hello? Are we on?
Is this on? Are we on? Are we there? I can't see you.
You.
Oh well, whatever. We can do the
Hello,
interview like
ladies.
this, right, Ian?
Hello, ladies. You're both live.
And glad to still be alive, but who knows for how much longer.
Yeah, Mr. Interview Man, we don't have a lot of time. So ask your questions, sweetheart.
Okay, then. To begin, how did you two meet?
Oh, we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Both strays.
I had a home.
You had a back porch with a saucer of milk. That's hardly a home.
It's enough. It was enough.
In those days, all you needed was a saucer of milk and good company.
You
Am I right?
Yes, you said it, sister.
Today, these kittens, they all need their fancy forts to climb on, these scratching clothes, and fluffy beds.
And catnip, huh?
Oh, don't get me started on the catnip.
Oh, us, we had some milk and we had some laughs. Huh.
We had each other.
And how did you two become advice givers?
It started in the neighborhood. Where else?
We used to hang out on this stoop. Cats would come by, they'd say, Edna, I have been having a problem with hairballs. What should I do?
I'd say tuna juice.
That's right, you would.
Drink the juice, but leave the tuna.
It's the acids, breaks down the hairballs.
Pretty soon, every cat would come our way with questions.
Then we got hooked up with this lady, right? Rosemary. She took us in, gave us a place to stay. Yes, she did.
But cats, they kept coming around and asking for our help.
Yeah, Rosemary says I should put you up on the computer so she gets her grandson to come over and film us, right?
The rest is history.
And you've quickly become two of the most famous cats on the internet. Has fame changed you at all?
Fame, schmame, who cares?
We got milk, we got tuna, we got chairs that get some sun, and we're out of the cold. That's all we need.
Well, that and our plasma TVs, am I right?
With surround sound,
And DVR.
so we can record our stories.
I like the doctor shows. She likes the cop shows.
But other than that, no. Fame hasn't changed us.
That's wonderful. So we've asked a few of our audience members to write in some questions for you. We selected at random to ask. The first is from Jessica. Jessica writes, my boyfriend's idea of a date is hanging out with his friend's house and watching stupid action movies. How do I get him to take me on a real date?
Jessica, I've got one word for you. Tuna. Here's what you do. The next time your boyfriend makes you go to his friend's house, you're going to bring a can of tuna and a can opener. Don't forget the can opener. You're going to open that can of tuna and you're going to hide it in your boyfriend's friend's room or wherever they hang out. Hide it good, someplace no one will find. Pretty soon, that tuna's gonna stink. Something awful. Your boyfriend's gonna wanna leave, and then you're gonna make him take you out on a real date.
Okay. Our next question comes from John. John asks, my boss is driving me crazy. He keeps sneaking up behind me and peeking over my shoulder while I'm working. It's making me paranoid. What should I do?
Oh, that's an easy one, John. I have 2 words for you. Kitty litter. Take some kitty litter, sprinkle it around your chair, and the next time your boss decides to sneak up on you, you'll hear him crunching.
Wow, you two are amazing.
Oh, stop, you're too kind.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yes, that's just our driver. He's reminding me about the jet.
The jet?
We chartered a private jet.
We're going to Paris for a few days.
And then maybe a couple of days in the French Riviera.
You've been so nice, but we really do have to be going.
Rolls Royce are nice, but they're not necessarily fast.
Anyways, you've been a doll.
And the next time we're in the neighborhood, we'll be sure to stop by.
And if you ever need any advice,
Yeah, if you're on email, I'll send your our manager's information.
Well, thank you for joining us, and I'm really glad that fame hasn't changed you one bit.
oh, you're sweet. We gotta go though. Au revoir.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Well then.
Dear Diary, the authorities have removed the black pair of pants from the couch. There is no longer any place for me to sleep. I have vomited in protest, but there is no signs that anything will change. My only other hope for rest is on the keyboard, which is nearby, but sadly no one is currently using it. I will wait.
Dear Diary, my food dish is only half full. It is obvious that I will soon starve to death. I've clearly tried to draw attention with my predicament with the authorities, but they're either just stupid, deaf, or just cruel. This may be my last entry.
Dear Diary, it has come to my attention that the authorities have 2 hands and have seemed to make it the evil policy to just pet me with one of them at a time. Half love is just low, which is how I feel. My spirit is breaking.
Dear Diary, yesterday I left a simple request for the door to the garden to be left held open, but out of sheer spite, the authorities refused to hold it open long enough for me to decide to go outside or inside or outside or inside.
Dear Diary, the squirrel was back again today. It mocks me. I will release my mind from this torment and groom myself for 6 hours.
Dear Diary, I have been stalking an insect on the wall for the past 3 days now. But today, on further inspection, I found out that that insect was in fact Thumbtack. There is no logic in this place.